Hey guys, what's going on? Back again with another zombies video, and for this one, I want to talk about a chance of us getting a standalone zombies game, something that's been talked about for a couple years now, probably ever since maybe the success of Zombie Chronicles and Black Ops 3. At the time, we all kind of thought for the last couple of years that we were going to get maybe a standalone game. At one point, I myself even thought we were going to get like a standalone game, maybe because I wasn't so smart or in tune, I guess, or knowledgeable about the zombie storyline or the history of zombies. I think a lot of people, as a fan, it's more of us wishing we're getting a zombies game. But again, like I've mentioned, I've seen a lot of people turn that or twist it into definite fact that we're getting a zombies game, and it's the newest kind of like clickbait or rumor that's going around on YouTube. I've seen a couple people talk about it, and it's not really just to kind of try and debunk them or anything like that. It's just that, like I mentioned, I'd rather people um, come forward and say, hey, this is maybe something that they would want, come up with some ideas or theories for the story. But I see a lot of people, again, really just because of, you know, clickbait and the money and the views and the clout, whatever you want to call it, that they put it out there as fact that it's definitely coming. They have inside information. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to ever come if there's no story that's out there. People are very ignorant. They know how to clickbait, but they don't really think it through. It's like if you're lying about something, you gotta literally think every single. You gotta cover all your bases when you're coming up with a lie. And again, I've seen this week, especially with the Xbox Activision sale that just went on. Xbox just bought Activision for $70 billion. So people now think of every clickbait title possible. Xbox is going to do this, Xbox is going to do that, Activision is going to do this. I guess, as the unfortunate truth is, just kind of grasping at people's emotions. People are going through a lot of different emotions right now, so now they're going to like try and clickbait and scam a lot of people because of their emotions that they're going through right now. But the truth is, there's no zombie standalone game in the works. There never was. And one of the videos that I saw, it's the same YouTuber mentioning the same person that pretends that they have inside information. And what they do, and I've mentioned this multiple times, is they'll say that it's definitely coming in one video or one tweet, and then a couple of days or weeks later, they're going to put out another tweet saying it's not coming, or a third tweet saying maybe it's coming. That way they are looking like a genius. So if it comes, they look like a genius. If it doesn't come, they look like a genius. And people are just stupid enough to believe them that it's gonna that they're right, but in fact they're just kind of lying about everything. So and then if it maybe it's coming, or maybe Treyarch hints at it, or Call of Duty hints at it, then again they look like a genius. But in actuality, it's just smoke and mirrors, lies, clickbait. That the same people are doing. Because I saw a video maybe like 2 days ago that said, "Oh, this person says that they have inside information from Call of Duty that a standalone zombies game is in the works." But again, a couple days from now, if they didn't already do it, I don't really follow every single clickbait and lie that goes on in the zombies community. But um, again, they could already have done it or plan on doing it, having a second and third clickbait title or tweet or video saying that it's coming, it's not coming, it's definitely coming. So that way, and I know it's because the toxic, hateful, negative zombie YouTubers, they're all buddies with each other. That's the other, I guess, scam that you can say in a way, is that they're all kind of friends with each other. So it's kind of like if five of them just get together and say, "Hey, you put out a tweet and saying it's coming, then we're all gonna make videos cashing on it." And then another one of those people of their buddies put out another tweet or video saying it's definitely coming. And then a couple weeks or months from now, the same, like the third buddy of theirs puts out one that says it's not coming. And they're just continually rotating these clickbait, stupid titles that they have information. But what they're missing, and this is only information I'm gonna put out there, um, because like I said, at one point I have to admit that I thought it was coming, but again, I was just in the beginning of researching the zombie storyline and researching Treyarch and Call of Duty and what gets involved, or what's involved in making a game. Um, like I said, it's just, I guess it's a kind of almost like a cycle in a way where, uh, I love playing the game, then I got more invested into the story and the backstory, and then maybe at one point I thought it was coming. But the only information that I am going to put out there is, first of all, you're going to have a script or like a screenplay or an idea. They can't. There's not. I don't know how people just believe some of the garbage that's out there, but like you just can't just say that it's definitely coming. There's no story, there's no Monty, there's no cycle, there's no multiverse, there's none of that stuff yet. They're not gonna just make a game with just random killing zombies and no story, no plot. And the other stupid thing that I see people still don't understand is that the zombie story has literally probably like 10 different layers. The top layer is just going around killing zombies, and there's ether, and there's a crew and stuff like that. But there's so many deep meanings that, again, the zombie YouTubers that have been making videos for the last 12 years that still don't have a clue what goes on in the story, what's involved in the bigger picture of the story. They just kind of, like I said, there's just too much negative energy that goes out there making clickbait rather than making positive energy and trying to figure out what the actual story is about. It's funny, like I see people make like an hour-long documentary style videos about the zombie story, and then it still only covers like maybe 10% of what the actual story is about. So again, as far as like putting like some real information out there, what people have to realize, you have to think about the Twilight Zone. And if you don't know what the Twilight Zone is, that's the other funny, ironic thing too. The Twilight Zone came out in the let's say 60s. I think it's the end of the 50s, but let's say it came out in 1960. That's 60 years ago. There's really only been one Twilight Zone movie, maybe two. Um, but there've been multiple, probably literally hundreds of spin-offs from the Twilight Zone series that were made into other movies and games and books, or whatever you want to call it. Kind of like Lovecraft. There really hasn't been too many of an actual Lovecraft movie, but different ideas or spin-offs of the Lovecraft movies and stories that he's told. So think about the Treyarch zombies that way. There have been zombies in World at War Black Ops 1, and that was the beginning of it, and even that was a spin-off from other games. And I think the one that you guys have to think of was like a mobile game or like a PC game that, Treyarch evolved that into their, game and stories and stuff like that. I think like tower defense, was something that was spoken about. So that's the unfortunate thing about clickbait, is that like people are just so desperate to believe anything, any clickbait that's out there, and it's the same people, like I mentioned, that are clickbaiting out there. So again, back to the Twilight Zone. There's only been like one or two Twilight Zone movies, but there's been hundreds of spin-offs. So think about the Ether story as that. We'll probably never get a Treyarch Call of Duty Zombies story, but there's been already probably maybe a dozen Treyarch Ether Zombie spin-off games and stories, and even within the Call of Duty universe, with IW Zombies, Exo Zombies, World War II Zombies, and even Vanguard Zombies. There've been spin-offs of that, but there's never been an actual, standalone game. And the other thing I want to talk about real quickly, like I said, this is just basic information. You can start like Googling stuff yourself to kind of get a general idea. They're not going to invest probably millions of dollars. You're probably going to get a voice actors, unless you do, operators, and you do multiple skins in the game that you can buy and stuff like that. But let's say you do a standalone game. It costs $60. It costs probably a couple $1 million to make. They're not going to invest a couple $1 million in a game when you have hateful, toxic zombie YouTubers that just crap on the game as soon as before it even comes out. Like, again, I don't know if it's because of extortion of some sort, where they want Call of Duty to hand over millions of dollars to them and then they'll promote the game. They just instantly hate on the game before it even comes out. So before they even come up with a standalone game, they're going to have to come up with a business plan to kind of counteract all the negative, toxic, hateful people that are just jealous of the success of Call of Duty. They don't have a computer science degree or whatever, and they want to work for Treyarch or Call of Duty. So they're going to have to come up with a business plan to kind of counteract or negate all those negative people. And probably the best way to do that is just kind of, promote the game with younger, newer, more positive, ambitious people, rather than these people that have been toxic in the zombies community for like probably at least 10 years. They're going to have to scour Twitch and YouTube and look for some medium to small channels, new channels that are ambitious and young and want to help promote the game and love zombies, because I come across a lot of them on Twitch. I kind of just search Twitch and see who's playing zombies and stuff like that. So what they're going to have to do is, before they even, or maybe towards the end of the game being made, is look at a new crew, so to speak, of content creators to kind of promote the game. Have like a social media manager look around at what new content creators that aren't negative and toxic, that are actually care about video games. And that's the other thing too, which I think is just blowing my mind, is that a lot of people don't play games anymore. They only play games that they get paid to play. Or they won't play any game. Let's say, the new Rainbow Six Siege Zombies Aliens game just comes out. I don't think people play it unless Ubisoft contacts them and say, hey, play our game. Like, content creators actually don't play games anymore. Like I said, a lot of them are just like turned into the media and, hateful troll accounts and, shit posters, I guess, if you want to even call it that. None of them are just really just content creators like they used to be when they started. Now they're just, promoting what they get paid to promote. They don't play games anymore. Maybe they just put too many videos up on YouTube that they don't have to really create new videos, is what I'm thinking. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to go into making a game. It's not that it's just going to be made and just out of the blue. It's just going to like be created. There's no secret, studio or secret, group of devs that are making, Treyarch Zombies standalone game. Again, back to the Twilight Zone thing. If anything, aside from probably the dozen or so that we've gotten already of the Treyarch spin-off games, or maybe 24 games, and I'm not going to tell people what those games are. Like I said, they would have to do it themselves, and I can probably confirm if it is or isn't, but my mind just gets blown every single week or month when I discover, I'm like, wait, this is a continuation of the Ether story. There's games that I'm seeing people play like today that I was like, wait, that looks exactly like that would be a spin-off. Or movies. You go to the movies and you see stuff about Ether and, stuff crashing to Earth, causing like, a zombie breakout and stuff like that. Again, even in the Nazi zombie storyline, that's nothing new. That's stuff in 80s movies, I think, and 90s movies, way before 2009, when Nazi zombies became a thing. So that's just one of those crazy things that, like, people don't realize. Like, Ether Zombies itself is just another continuation, another, like, cog in a machine of all these amazing movies and books and games that tell a story or continue the generation or decades story before them. So that's the same thing I want to end at and tell people again is Call of Duty Ether Zombies is made every couple of years, but there's other games that continue that story in between those times or after those times, and it just blows my mind that people can't see that. They won't believe stuff like that. They won't look into it, but then when people have no support or evidence that it's in the works from anyone except just making up clickbait and lies for money. Like, do people at least comment, let me know that you know that they're just doing it for money and clicks and views and clout and subscribers. Like I said, I don't want to be that type of person to do that, but I understand lying and clickbaiting and scamming people is the way to get to like a million subs and views, and I just don't want to do that. I'd rather tell people the truth. Um, but like I see every day, there's a new clickbait and lie that comes up. Um, Anyways, I know these are just kind of random thoughts. I'll see you guys later.